A mortgage purge on the way? What the heck? Yeah, let's dig in. Saying the mortgage industry is facing headwinds or is in turmoil would be an understatement. And not just because higher interest rates or massive layoffs. There's a lot going on right now if you're paying attention, and much of it is not needed or necessary. And honestly, most of it's self-inflicted. It actually started feeling familiar to me. Weird, right? Why? Well, because in 2019, I was asked to speak at a mortgage bankers conference, and let me just show you my opening slide and notes from that talk. Yep, the mortgage purge. Sounds and seems familiar today, huh? My talk was sensationalized a bit back then, and it was a play on words from the cult movie franchise The Purge. But it was for good reason. I was proverbially trying to slap the audience awake as to what was happening and what was about to occur. But much of that was put on hold and should have happened, but it was put on hold because of the pandemic and rates dropped. It really put everything on pause, and then the mortgage gods made it rain in 2020 and 2021. But the irony is, much of what I wrote then sounds familiar today. Let's take a look at my notes from that talk. Page 1, the very first note. Just changed the dates, guys, as I read this from 2018 and 19 to today, and you'll be shaking your head in agreement here in a second. Very first note, thin margins have forced mergers and acquisitions and massive layoffs. Yep, check and check. Many M&As are not working. Third check, resulting in fewer lenders and loan officers. Fourth check, massive layoffs leading to a flight to security, meaning many mortgage professionals are looking for a safe place to work that will survive the mortgage purge. Check. I think we're on our fifth check so far. And sadly, guys, it's a bit of musical chairs out there, as there's not enough chairs available for people that want them. 2018, guys, just insert 2022 here. P&Ls are coming in and lenders are figuring out that they didn't and aren't making money. Massive check on that one. And my side note still rings true today, which is still insane to me, quote unquote. Surprising to hear how many lenders didn't have proper mechanisms in place to measure profitability and waste. This all leads to overreactions versus proper preparation. Holy smokes, was that true then and even more now? Just for funsies, guys, can we look at a few more of my notes real quick? We have an entire generation that doesn't know how to operate and sell in less than a 50% refi environment. True. We have 100,000 loan officers chasing 1 million realtors chasing 5 million purchase transactions. True, and the only update to that a few years later is I would say it's about 6 million now, 6 million transactions. Brokers fighting to steal bankers. Check, and vice versa, to be fair. And not to mention, that's all playing out live in front of the world on Facebook right now. And here's an interesting note on page 6. Now we're deep into my notes. We got soft, and I later wrote the professionally out of shape people will go first. Even more true today as loans rain down on everyone for the past few years. You can see why I'm starting to have deja vu here, right? Now, the good news is that talk turns positive and we start talking about solutions. And that was my point back then and now, which was and is how to survive the mortgage purge. We even made a survival guide that we handed out to the audience, and we had fun with it and sensationalized the guide a little bit as well. It was a bit ominous, but for good reason. We needed to get their attention as to the importance of what was happening and the sense of urgency that is needed in our response as an industry. And I guess that's my point today and why I bring this up. Our collective response to right-sizing the industry and slowing down doesn't need to be chaotic. It doesn't need to be messy. We don't have to fight each other. It really is as simple as this, guys. As an industry in 2020, rates dropped through the floor. The collective opportunity outweighed our collective capacity to meet it. In response, all lenders scaled up their operations to meet said need. Now, fast forward to today, and that opportunity is no longer needed as rates have risen. We have too much capacity and not enough opportunity, so we now need to scale down our operations to match that need. Doesn't mean the sky's falling or that the people that are being laid off are bad people. It just means we are scaling back down to reality, to a healthy place that we are all familiar with. And I say that to remind you that our entire career, we've been humming along at a $2 trillion clip, meaning the industry has closed about $2 trillion in business. It was only 2020 and 2021 where the industry doubled that. Guys, we're just simply coming back to reality and to that true $2 trillion clip that we all know. That's all. And yes, moves will be made to scale companies and organizations appropriately. Guys, we can't control the Fed. nor the higher rates, nor the recession that's coming, but we can control how we respond to it all. And as an elder of this business and somebody who cares a great deal about it, I say this with love. Some of us need to change how we're responding to it. There is opportunity in the adversity. I've been sharing that with you guys all year. There's opportunity in the adversity, and my job and your job is to go find it. See you next week.